Hey, how's it going guys? My name is Ray and welcome to my channel. It's really close to Christmas right now, and last week I've already shown you one of my favorite Christmas recipe, which is twice cooked roast chicken that gives you the perfect crispy skin while keeping the inside pretty succulent. And as I promised in last week's video, today I'm gonna show you how to make the perfect crispy roasted potatoes. It's so buttery that it's basically borderline cheesy. Let's cook. First, just for your timing reference for cooking the potatoes, this is the size I'm going with today. They're all about 330 grams each. It's best if you can find starchy potatoes instead of waxy potatoes, because starchy potatoes will give you much crunchier exterior because of all that starch. Next, we're gonna pre-cook our potatoes. You have several options here. You can either boil them, wrap them in aluminum foil and bake them, or steam them like I'm doing today. I'm using steam because I think it's the cleanest method. The first key point here is to cook them whole like this to preserve as much starch and flavor as possible. I steam my potatoes for about 1 hour here. The timing might vary, but all you're looking for is to be able to insert a knife into your potatoes effortlessly and cleanly like this. Next, you're gonna let your potatoes cool in the fridge completely and then cut them into cubes like this, or whatever shape you call this. Just make sure you cut them into equal size like this so that all of them cook at the same time and get crispy evenly throughout. After you're done cutting them up, transfer your potatoes onto a baking tray lined with baking paper. Arrange them in one even layer and make sure nothing overlaps. Crush 1 to 2 garlic cloves and add them to your potatoes, along with a sprig of rosemary. Of course, you can use any other herbs that you fancy. You don't have to use rosemary here. I just happen to have some at home and I love rosemary, that's why I'm using it. Now, if you remember from last week's video, I made this flavored butter for my roast chicken. It's basically just butter cooked with some garlic, rosemary, and black pepper. And I also told you in that video to save this butter because it's now super flavorful with all the chicken flavor in it. And I also promised to show you how to use this butter to make the most amazing roasted potatoes, right? So that's why I'm bringing it up now. All you have to do now is just to take a few tablespoons of the amazing flavored butter that we had from last week's video and put some dollops onto your potatoes. Then just add some salt and black pepper to taste. Whenever you're cooking something fatty and starchy like this, you always need more salt than you think, so don't be afraid with the salt here. Then just bake your potatoes in a preheated oven at 250 degrees Celsius for about 60 minutes. Take it out halfway through and give it a good toss so they cook evenly. And also, it's also nice to rebaste the top of the potatoes with some of that butter, because that's basically where all the flavors are right now. And after 60 minutes, just check on your potatoes and see if they're crispy enough to your liking. And these potatoes are already good enough as it is, but I feel like I need it to be a bit more golden brown and crispy because I like my roast potatoes super crispy. That's why I'm putting it back for another 10 minutes in there. Then just remove your potatoes straight away from the tray. Don't let it sit there too long in the butter because it will make the potatoes go soggy and super oily. And if you don't believe me that these potatoes are crispy, just listen to this. See, what did I tell you? It's super crispy. Now it's time for me to taste. If you're still not convinced at this point, let me give you this crispy potatoes ASMR. Well, that's it for today's video guys. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if you did enjoy watching this video. I have one more Christmas side dish recipe idea for you next week, sometime before Christmas. It's gonna be another super easy one and gonna be less time consuming than this one, so don't miss out on that one. Until next week guys, cheers!